Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kamaya, and if you're interested in seeing how I did this braided ponytail with these fluffy edges, then keep on watching. I already have this Cream of Nature heat protectant in my hair, and I'm going to start off by separating my hair into two horizontal sections and just put the front part away. I'm going to go ahead and blow dry my hair again just to ensure that the roots are as straight as possible, and I'm also going to go ahead after this and run the flat iron through my hair. I'm using the Chi Elite flat iron, and I straighten my hair on about 300 degrees. I'm only lightly flat ironing my hair, and I'm doing the sections pretty big because I didn't want like silky hair or anything. That wasn't necessary. You could get your hair silky if you want. At the front section, I do make my portions pretty small, and I also try to focus a lot more on the edges. The edges are the ones that I really did care about being at least a little bit straight, you know? Y'all, there were some points in this video where the flat iron was not even on, and I was so irritated. Oh my gosh. But right now what I'm doing is I'm just separating my baby hairs, and you want to start off with less. Start off with the short baby hairs when you're doing this style. As you can see, now I'm going back to make longer baby hairs because those are going to be curled, and those are going to help the baby hairs at the end to look very fluffy. I did separate some hair at the back piece. You don't have to do that. That's optional, of course. And then I just go ahead and put my hair into a ponytail. When the hair is in a ponytail, now I'm going to go back around my edges and try to pull out little long pieces at just different areas that I feel like I would want curly or fluffy baby hairs. When you're doing this, try to part it neat but not exact, if that makes sense. Like, try to part the baby hairs out a little bit straight but not too precise that it looks weird or it looks unnatural. I'm using edge control actually to lay my ponytail. This is what works for me. My hair is very kinky, and a lot of people have been using Shine and Jam to get their hair slick for braided ponytails, but my hair, no, that Shine and Jam will bounce right off and laugh in my face if I even attempt to use it. So I use the Edge Booster Edge Control, and I just use a bristle brush to brush that in. With this hairstyle, less is more, so start off with less, and if you need more, you go ahead and add more, because if you have hair like mine, type 4 kinky thick hair, there's a high chance that it will curl back up. So the best you could do is use a little bit of product at a time, so you just won't need too much, and it's just less chance that your hair will curl back up, and that's only if you mind the waves or the curls. Okay, so now for the braided ponytail, what you want to do is have pre-stretched braiding hair and fold it in half. But this time, instead of doing it horizontally like we would typically do, we are going to hold it vertically like how I have it here, with one strand of the braiding hair on your natural ponytail, and you're just going to pretend that's its own ponytail and use a rubber band, a scrunchie, and just catch it up. Yeah, this step can be really difficult, so please be patient with yourself. Take your time, take it off again, and try again if you need to. This is not something that a lot of people get on the first try, like myself. This is my second attempt to do this. The first time went terribly bad. So once you have it on and you catch it up as tight as you like, you just flip the front part over, and you could use a small skinny piece to just wrap around to hide the ponytail holders that you're using. I'm using this Got To Be Free spray to just spray that around. I'm using the Got To Be Free spray to just spray it around the ponytail where I wrap the hair on just to help it to hold a little bit. As you can see, that didn't work that well, so we'll have a second try later on. Now, when it comes to braiding the hair, you want to just split the hair into 3 like, you do for a braid, and just braid it naturally. That's all I could say. Also, just try to make sure that your natural hair is not predominantly in one section, because if that's the case, then your natural hair is going to frizz out or stick out. Guys, like I've been saying, be very patient with yourself while doing this style, because it does take some time, not necessarily a long time. It just takes some time to get everything down packed since you're doing it on yourself too. I wanted my ponytail to be very long, so I fed mine in. That is optional. I didn't really show you guys how I feed in the hair for my ponytail, but it's practically the same idea of how I fed in for my feed-in braids, which was my last tutorial, and my box braids with curly ends. That was for my other tutorial. As you guys saw, the root part of the ponytail looked a little tacky, so I'm going to use the scrunchie to just hide it. So now, back to the baby hairs. I'm going to go ahead and straighten this again. If you're not a fan of heat, don't do this. If you don't mind, go right ahead. I'm just curling the baby hairs with the flat iron. After that, I'm going to use some Style Factor edge control, and I'm only going to lay like the front part of the baby hairs, if that makes sense, and the parts that are flipped and curl, I'm going to leave those. Since my hair is straight, I didn't need a lot of edge control to lay it, so that may be the case for you as well. Just remember, less is more. Start with less. If you need more, go ahead and add more. So that's what I'm doing. So surprisingly, my edges were laying without putting a headscarf on it, thankfully. So I didn't really need to put a headscarf on it, but I understand that some people may have thicker edges than I do. And I would advise you, if you do decide to put a headscarf or a wrapping paper around your edges, not to get the fluffy ends. Just don't get the straight ends that you didn't add edge control to, because that may cause it to lay down into the hair that you have slicked for your ponytail, and then that's going to be a whole other issue to go ahead now and try to dig out again. I'm using my Miel Curling Coil Custard, and I'm using a very small amount, like a fingertip, barely dipped my fingertip in it, and I'm using the purple perm rods, my faves, and I'm just going to add that to the little fluffy ends that I didn't add edge control to. This part also does take some time, so be patient with yourself. Start over if you need to. Just be patient. If you have thinning edges already, I don't advise this, because this is kind of adding a lot of weight to your edges. Now I'm using this wrapping paper to just tie around it, and it looks real ratchet, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I still didn't trust my edges laying on their own, so I did that. So everybody's hair is different. I took out my perm rods after I finished doing my makeup, which was about 30 minutes, and I just add these little swoops and try not to get a lot of edge control on the ends of where the curls are, because then the curls might just go away. So I roll it around in that circular motion, the curl, and I lay it flat, and I just use some edge control to just paste it down to the side of my head. And I leave some of the ends curly, and I just go around and retouch as I need to. thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos by me, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you could be notified whenever I upload. And comment down below, how do you guys feel about the new fluffy baby hair trend? Are y'all on the what's it called? Are y'all on the bandwagon, or are y'all gonna sit this one out? I personally like to try new things, and I think this is very cute. The only thing is, there is a lot more effort than it seems that goes into making these fluffy baby hairs, unless I just don't know what I'm doing. That's the only thing, and it takes a while.